And greetings. Hello everyone. My name is Tony Urbina. I'm Director of Eye Care University in the Office for the Student Experience. Zach, I want to thank you so much for inviting me to speak to your group this evening. I'm sorry I can't be there in person. My son has a cross-country meet and I have to be there. I can't be at two places at one time, so I wish I could be with you, but I'm there watching him run. So again, thank you for letting me talk to you via video. So Zach asked me about a month ago, I did a presentation for a group of students, and he asked me to present a little bit of what I presented to them to you all today. So I'm going to share just one principle with you that I think is really important in regards to leadership. I gather in the room that you have, in the meeting that you have, and all the people who are involved are future leaders, people who are in business, and I think that in a business mind, it's important to understand this particular principle. You have to be able to develop relationships with people that you work for and work with. That is so important in any realm. I once read a study from IBM CEO Global Studies said that 88% of CEOs said the top priority for them is getting closer to the customer, whether it was the internal customer, their colleagues, or the external customer. So that is so important, guys. You guys are very skillful, and I'm not just giving you lip service. So I'm sure a lot of you are going to be very good at what you do. You're going to understand your numbers. You're going to understand the business world and everything that you're learning along the way here in school. But understand this fact. It's so important that you have the ability to develop relationships with the people that you work for and work with. So important. I'm going to share one principle with you that I really believe that brings home that principle of the ability to understand people and developing relationships as future leaders. And I read this story probably about 6 or 7 months ago. True story. And I'm not promoting any kind of airline, but it happens to coincide with Southwest Airlines. And there was a businessman who was in LA, and he was on his business trip. And his wife calls and says, "You need to get home right away." Unfortunately, their grandson was in a coma, and they were going to take him off life support that evening. And so she said, "You need to get home." And so he hurried home. And in the meantime, she calls Southwest Airlines and says, "There's this emergency. I need to buy a ticket for my husband to get home." They lived in Denver, so that happened in the meantime as he was trying to get to the airport. And if you know anything about Los Angeles and LAX, I mean, it can be really busy, and it can sometimes be a trouble to get through that and navigate through that area. And so he's on his way. He needs to get home, needs to see his grandson one more time before they take him off life support. And so he's hurrying through traffic, getting through LAX, getting through customs, and he notices he's late. He knows he's late. And the time he gets to this terminal, it's 10 minutes past. The plane should have already been gone. And he notices something a little bit different. He notices the pilot standing there. And the pilot said, "Hey, the ticket office they told me what was happening. And then I'm so sorry for your loss. And yeah, we should have already taken off 10 minutes ago." He says, "I'm the pilot, and they're not leaving without me, and they're certainly not leaving without you. I'm so sorry again for your loss. We're going to get you there on time, so relax." And when I read that story, when I heard that story, that's phenomenal. You got a pilot who's skillful, who knows his craft, but also understood what was going on. He understood the gravity of the moment with this gentleman. And I'll never forget that story, because that individual, that pilot, understood that individual's need. And I really believe this, guys, is a principle that I want to share with you in regards to leadership and understanding people. People are sometimes going to forget what you said, and sometimes even what you did, but they'll never forget how you made them feel. So my question and my challenge to you as you develop yourselves and as you continue to meet as a group and as you proceed through the college years and maybe even going on to your master's or PhD, but as you develop yourself, understand, how do you make people feel when they leave you? Because really it's not about us, it's about people. And when people are real and that people see that you are investing in others, that makes a difference. That's a difference maker. So how are you making people feel? When they leave you, are they better off? Something to think about. A principle that I hope that you take with you and you put somewhere, plant it somewhere in your head, say, hey, how am I making people feel? How am I really developing relationships? That's so important that you do that as a leader. Zach, I want to thank you so much for inviting me. I hope that you guys have a successful year, and I really wish the very best. But that key principle, understanding people, guys, it's so important that you kind of plant that and keep that with you. So again, thank you so much. Have a good evening. Take care.